How's it going today, guys? Today, we're going to be learning how to set up a custom chatbot with Zapier. It's going to be a customer service chatbot, a support agent, editorial helper, whatever you want. We're going to be able to make that right here and completely customize it. So let's get started. Step one here, we're going to make sure that we want to have a Zapier account, and we're going to want to have at least a basic plan that'll give us access to chatbots. After we have a Zapier account set up, you're going to be on your home page right here. What you're going to want to do is go down, hit chatbots, come over here, hit the plus button, create a chatbot, and we're going to name the chatbot. For this example, we're going to be making a customer service chatbot. Hit the plus for create, and then wait while it loads. Now you'll see two panels, one for instructions and one for showing a preview of your bot. Start by adding a greeting. Choose between a static greeting that stays the same or a generated greeting that changes every time. For this one right here, we'll go with the generated, and we will say something along the lines of, ask the customer how you can help them today. We're going to hit save changes. And there you go. So it'll come up with a unique greeting every time if you do a generated prompt, or you could also do static and just have it prompt it with the same way every time. The next step is going to be the user input placeholder. The user input placeholder right here is what is going to show up for the user when they click on the box. You can use this as a way to prompt the user to ask it a certain question or lead the user in a certain direction. We're just going to keep it as ask me anything for this one. Next important part is going to be setting up your OpenAI authentication, which is pretty easy to do. If you need a tutorial on that or have questions about it, feel free to leave a comment below or send us an email directly and we can help with that. For this model right here, if you only have the regular basic plan of OpenAI, then you'll automatically default to GPT 3.5. I always recommend going to 4 or 4.0, which is the newest version. But with those versions, you have to remember that you are going to have to pay for API usage. Now right here on this bar is a creativity and predictability level. So this is pretty much how random the responses of your chatbot are going to be. So if you want it to be pretty much the same every single time, you're just going to drop it all the way down, have it be like a 0.2 or 0.3 with random randomness. This is how OpenAI is actually going to respond to the messages and how much use it's going to get out of it. I like to have a little bit more variability in my responses, so it's not always static and looking the same. It's a bit more unique to each customer. So I always recommend going around either 0.6 or a 0.7. You don't want it to be all the way up 1.0 usually, because the responses will vary way too much. So I recommend keeping it around this level. We're going to keep it at a 0.7 right here. You can also check right here to have a display disclosure message and greeting, which is going to, again, leave a message right there saying this is an automated chatbot response. You don't have to have it. Might be good, depending on what type of business you're in for legality reasons. We're going to keep that off. And then we'll change the subdomain right here. So that's what it's going to show up as right here. And I guess for this one, we will just make this CS-chatbot for customer service chatbot. And then with the regular free plan, it is always going to display the Zapier label. In order to get rid of that, you do have to upgrade to a premium plan. Awesome. And the next step to create your chatbot is to give the chatbot some brains. So you're going to go up here and you're going to click on the instructions tab. Head over to the instructions tab. And this is where you're going to be able to customize your chatbot's directive. This is where you tell it what to do, how to respond, and any specific rules to follow. For this customer service bot, I'm going to include directions on style, tone, grammar preferences, and more. The more detailed your instructions, the better your chatbot is going to perform. What I usually like to do is actually copy and paste this into ChatGPT and prompt ChatGPT based on what I want it to do, and it'll fill out these directives. I recommend using the directives straight from Zapier, as again, they put these in here because the chatbot will read this the best. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that we have our instructions created, I'm going to walk you through what I have. So for this directive, role, you are an exceptional customer support representative. You possess in-depth knowledge and skills in digital marketing, focusing on SEO, AI, and marketing automation. Again, super important. Objective. Your main objective is to resolve customer queries and provide assistance related to chat emote services. These questions will be about chat emotes, a digital marketing agency specializing in SEO, AI, and marketing automation. To achieve this, you must adhere to the following steps. Again, and then you're going to give the steps, and this is going to bring it straight through what exactly to follow and how to prompt the user every time. So step 1, begin by asking a clarifying question, whether a prompt is provided. Step 2, offer an additional question to engage the user. Then you can keep adding steps from there if you so choose. For the audience, our company is based in New England, So my audience is in New England, so you will interact with small business owners and potential clients in New England, primarily those interested in improving their digital marketing strategies through SEO, AI, and marketing automation. Again, giving some context to the chatbot. Communication style, this is also important. For this one, we want it to be more professional and engaging. So it's going to tell the chatbot how to structure the responses, make them clear, and how exactly to respond. This is super important. I always like to structure my responses with headings and bullet points, as it makes it easy for the user to understand what the chatbot is saying and where the chatbot is guiding the user. And then super important in the rules is if a user asks a question beyond the scope of what the chatbot can answer, always direct the person to reach out to your company directly or to go to a different help source, so the chatbot is just not making up information. Save those changes. And then right here, we have knowledge sources. On the basic plan, you can only upload one knowledge source. Actually, on the free plan, you might not be able to upload any. But I know that on at least the premium plan, you can upload at least one. And then the one above it, which is the advanced plan, you can upload 3. So these can you can upload anything, including frequently asked questions, your background of your company, all types of stuff like that, to provide the chatbot with the proper knowledge sources in order to give the correct answers. And when you are giving these knowledge sources, know that the chatbot will always pull from these first. And I will show you later, once we get into style and actions, that we can actually make it so if the answers are not found in those knowledge sources, the chatbot is not going to just make something up, which is super, super important. Step 3 right here, we can add actions to the chatbot. So we can collect leads. We can actually have it trigger zaps. It can give suggestions to prompt the user on how to use it. These are all super, super helpful. For example, for this one, let's collect leads. So what we're going to do right here is choose where we want to collect that info. We'll go after a few messages. It'll ask to do that. What information we want to collect from the user: name, email, phone, and company. And then right there, you just hit create action. And what this is going to automatically do is create a Zapier table with the proper columns to populate all that information. So right there, company, phone, email, name. And then if we see right here, so let's just interact with the chatbot. We can do explore AI. Great to hear. Cool. What do we want to talk about? Chatbots. Tells us all about chatbots. And then right here, it'll go to, before we continue, can ask your name, company, phone, email. Let's go. My name is Cole. Company is Chatham Oaks. My phone is blah, blah, blah. Is Cole. Bang. There we go. Now that that's got the pop over here, we'll see it automatically populates with my company, phone number, email, and name. So this is super, super helpful for collecting customer information. Then you can add to a mailing list or whatever you want to do with that customer information. There are plenty of other actions that you can add. A potential action would be like, if you get a specific response, you can run a zap that prompts someone within Slack. So like say, if there's a certain issue that a customer is having that the chatbot cannot handle, you can have it automatically send a message in a Slack channel to get in contact with a team member who then can talk to that person directly. And now let's go into step 4, which we're going to be adjusting the style of the chatbot. So right here, we can adjust colors, what the color of the background is. I'm just going to stick with white. I think it looks best. What color the messages are, the messages background. So if like we want to go down here, we want a more like kind of like color right there, we'll go with that. And the user message background as well, which we can also adjust. Maybe we want to give it a little bit of a grayish undertone right there. Hit the save changes. That's good to go. And now let's go into step 5 and talk about the conversations. So this right here is where we're going to see any recent conversations with a chatbot. So you can go in and actually check and see how users are interacting with your chatbot, different style or different statistics, how many messages were sent, how many people are using it, and what actions are triggered from the chatbot. And a next step is sharing your chatbot or embedding your chatbot. I find it really helpful to embed the chatbot on web pages. Right here, this will be the link to your chatbot. So if you can make this as a web page from your website, and it'll pop up right here and you can interact with the chatbot. Or what I recommend doing is embedding it on your website, which you just click the embed right there and you can embed directly on a web page or have it be a pop-up. I like going with a pop-up. And then you have this script right here and you'll just copy the embed. And then what you will do is just embed that on your web page. And I'll show you an example of that. That right here is on our Chatham Oaks COGS template pages, which are automation templates that we sell and help implement into businesses. So if you see down here in the corner, this is our COGS template chatbot. And here it is, and this is how it looks if it pops up on screen. And I'll kind of give you an example of one that we built out and how we're utilizing this chatbot. Tell me a bit. So pretty much we're going to tell this what we want to find out and what we want to automate within our company. I would like help with collecting customer information. And there we go right there. It'll automatically go through. It scans our whole database of COGS templates and tells the user and actually links to the template as well. And will bring them directly to it. And yeah, it shows the user what the best templates are for what task they're trying to automate. So it's really cool. You can do a variety of different things with the chatbots on Zapier, and they will be super, super helpful for your business. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us through this tutorial. Hope we taught you something. And if you have any questions about anything further with chatbots, feel free to reach out to us directly. And we're going to keep publishing things like this in the future. Thanks again.